Hi, welcome to the Passion Spinner podcast. This is episode 80. And as you can see, I decided to get a new notebook instead of stopping to podcast after I filled the last one. So, yay, here I am. Um, I'm in a very goofy mood today, so I apologize for everything that's going to happen. But yeah, let's start. You can find me as Schnüffelt here on Ravelry and Instagram. I'm Tracy, by the way. Didn't mention that so far, so yay. Maybe I shouldn't podcast today. This is going to be weird. There is a Ravelry group for the podcast. Please come over and join. It's a ton of fun. We have so much going on over there. And yeah, just go check it out. Good. Thanks for being here. I hope you will not regret it. What I'm wearing today is my Serenity sweater. It is done. It's finished. I love it. Look at it. You see? It's gorgeous. It's perfect. Here's the bottom that you cannot see because, it's very long. It covers my bum completely. So that's a good thing. And yeah, super comfortable. I love this sweater. And it's also my one thing for knitting in the past that I have to talk about first. So let's talk about it. This is the Serenity sweater. It's by Joe Locatelli. The pattern was published in Interpretations Volume 2. And where you are? Where is it? Here it is. This is what her version looks like. She, of course, used one yarn. I used 4 different skeins of yarn. And I'm going to show you on my sleeve here. So this here is Etherische Öle. She does not give colorway names, so it's just a number. Etherische Öle. Then it fades into this here, this pinky green. That's Sockenroller. Another German indie. I have cat fluff in my nose. Then this one here, this one is Wollmeise in the Xaval und Rosi colorway. And this down here is another Etherische Öle. So what I did a bit of math. Was quite easy to figure out how long my sections for each color should be. So I started out with this one. That's the leftover that I had. And I then faded, because it's called faded now. I transitioned into this color, which is the Sockenroller. I then worked my way into this yarn here. That's the Wollmeise yarn. And I have absolutely nothing left to show for the last yarn because after I finished the second sleeve, I had about this much yarn left. So yeah, that was a very close call, but it worked out. So this is what I have left. They will go in my leftover bin because I can't use them for anything really. I knitted with a US4, a 3.5mm needle. I used my Carbones interchangeables and I did everything according to pattern. Don't know what else to tell you. It's amazing. It's comfortable. I love it. I can recommend knitting it. And yeah, I think that's it about this. It's gorgeous. Now, move on. The second thing that I finished is this pair of socks. I knit this out of Wollbutt Wolle, or Wollbutt yarn. It's a German commercial sock yarn. Nothing special, just a pair of socks. I think I knit a size 39, which is no idea what it is, but it's gonna go in my shop and there will be all the sizes, UK, US, German. So if you're interested in these, check out my shop. I will put them in sometime in the future. Whenever I find my love for my shop again. So I knit these socks with US 2's 2.75mm needles, like I always do, top down, 64 stitches, slip stitch heel, and yeah, I think that's it. Good. Knitting in the present. I have one thing on the needles, and I actually had hoped to finish it before podcasting, but that didn't quite happen. I am knitting the Wonder Woman wrap by Carissa Browning. This is the pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I just saw it and had to have it, so I went stash diving and I came up with 2 skeins of yarn from Travel Knitter. She's based in London, I think. And I'm using the Tanami 4-ply, which is a 50-50 baby camel and silk blend. It's heavenly to work with, super soft, super nice. And these are the 2 yarns that I'm using. Burnished is the red, and Sand Dune is the yellow, golden colorway. The colors are not as bright and popping as they should be. They're a bit more toned down. So this is the red one. And that's the yellow. This is already a leftover because I'm done with the yellow part. I am knitting the top border right now. So let's show it. Here we go. This is how far I am. So it's almost done. I still have to knit about 9 garter ridges up here to have it finished. And then it's going to be finished. I have a bajillion ends to weave in because, you know, that's just how it is. And yeah. I'm so happy with it. As you can already see from swishing it, it's so drapey and soft and oh, it's gorgeous. Super easy pattern. You just have to do what she says and just trust it and go for it, and you will end up with a beautiful wrap. Don't you think this is going to be gorgeous? I think it will be. So yeah, this will be next week. No, there. I missed the word there. This will be done next week because I want to finish it today, actually. So, yay! What do I have to say about it? I'm using the carbons that I used for my Serenity sweater because they were already screwed together and ready to go. So, that's what I did. That's all I'm knitting on, actually. I'm doing really good with this whole start and finish one thing before working on something else. And, I'm quite proud of that, actually. So for knitting in the future, I have one thing, and it's already ready to go. I have the pattern, if you can see a little bit of here. It's a cropped cardigan with short sleeves. It's called Persuading Jane. The pattern is by Nicole Lübke, and she told me that I said that correctly, so I'm gonna go with it. And the yarn I'm using is this here. It's hand dyed by my friend Sandra, who finally opened it up in an Etsy shop. It's called Bunte Wolle. I'm going to link it in the Ravelry group if you want to see. I'm going to do the alternating thing with these because they are very close, but I feel like this one has a bit more of the golden and this one has a bit more of the dark red speckles. So I'm just gonna change yarn every 2 rows to make sure it's going to be nice in the end. So yeah, that's the one thing for knitting in the future. I'm going to finish the wrap and then I'm going to start this cardigan. That's the plan. So let's see. Spinning. I did show these last week when they were still wet. I have them dry last week. My last podcast was 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm not good at this whole doing it every week thing. So now back to the yarn. I have finished 4 skeins of yarn that I showed before. Now they are dry and I can talk about them. The first one that I'm going to show is the one I didn't do anything about except for the washing. This one was spun. It was dyed, spun, and plied by my friend Barbara. And it is 213 meters, which is 233 yards and 93 grams. And she gave me the remaining yarn, you know, because that is one thingy, all spun up, but I had to ply it. And I did ply it this week, or, you know, for last podcast. And I ended up with 210 meters, which is 230 yards and 102 grams. So this will be a shawl. And you can totally see what a difference the plying makes, because my plying is a bit looser than hers. So I ended up with a bit of thicker yarn, and it was spun by the same person. So it is going to be one shawl. And I'm thinking about doing the moody kerchief and just start with the purple and then go into this purple that will go into the green by itself. So I just knitted with one yarn instead of two different ones. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Then I have this skein of yarn that I did spin up from different bats that I had just laying around my house. And I still think it's super ugly. And people on Instagram were so nice and told me that they loved it, but I can't find the love for this. So this might end up in my Etsy shop. It's 144 meters, 157 yards, and 125 grams. And it's just, yeah. It's a worsted to bulky weight. I have no idea what fiber is in there. I just don't like it. And then I did do a leftover yarn because when I do ply my yarns, I do not do anion bracelets because I hate doing them. So I just, whenever I run out of stuff on one bobbin, I break the other bobbin and leave the stuff on the bobbin. And once a year, I ply all those leftovers together. So this is one of these leftover skeins. It's 90 meters. It's 98 yards and 69 grams. And I think this could be a fun hat for Tim, maybe. I don't know. So yeah, these are the 4 skeins that I showed you last week when they were still wet. Now they are dry and done and finished. And I also could show you my Tour de Fleece yarns because they are all done. Well, not all that I wanted to do, but I finished 6 skeins of yarn. And they are soaking wet. So I'm going to do a bonus episode for my Tour de Fleece recap, like I did for my plans, and we'll upload that as soon as my skeins are dry and I can show them. So now I'm running out of space. Good. New stuff. I have a bit for new stuff. I have 2 skeins of Wollmeise lace to show. When I went to the Wollmeise sale, I didn't get all the things that I liked because, I tried to be a good girl for once. And then I messaged my friend and I told her, you know what? You're going to go there on Friday, right? So can you pick up 2 more skeins for me? And she did because she's amazing. So the first one is this one here. The colorway name is Resi. And that's just, my name. Because my name is not Tracy. Because I'm not English. I'm German. So this is my actual name. And I love the color. It's black and brown, and it will make a gorgeous cardigan for myself, for sure. And then the other one that I wanted is called Isar Kiesel. And it's basically like a little stone in the river Isar that flows through Munich, runs through Munich, goes through Munich. Yeah, so here it is. It's aqua blue because it's a river, and this brownish grayish muddy color. So these 2 are new. I love both of them. I'm very happy that I got them. So yes. 2 more skeins of Wollmeise lace. And the other thing I got were 2 new books. I decided to get the book Blumenstrick by Annette Danielsen. She's a Danish designer. I love her aesthetic. I have no idea if this book is available in English. It's available in Danish and now in German. And I'm very thankful for that because I cannot speak Danish or read a Danish knitting pattern. Now I'm going to show you just a random pattern in here. I'm going to go for this one. This is the cardigan. And this is the inspiration for the cardigan. So it's all based on flowers. And I just love her aesthetic. So I had to get this book. And the other book that I got, and I am blaming Robin, I think it's you, Robin. I'm pretty sure it was. You knit a sweater out of this book for the combospinsalkal, and I just have to have that sweater in my life. So I had to buy the book. I got this book only. Well, it's a great book. I have not had yet time to really read through it, but it's a great book for a spinner. But I have to be honest, I bought it exactly for one thing and one thing only. Where is it? And the one thing I bought it for disappeared. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. It's the Tetris Pullover by Julia Farwell Clay. And I think this is the perfect sweater to knit out of handspun. And this is the back. I'm going to make this out of one of my yarns for sure, because I love it. And like I said, that's the reason why I bought the book. Robin, your fault. Okay. I'm sorry. I really am. This is my usual me. I'm sorry. Okay. I have no indie of the week because all of the things I used I linked a million times before. So I decided to not do that. For reading, listening, watching, I watched a new show. Yeah. Not sure if I like it. I finished the first season. Oh, maybe I should tell you what it's about, right? I watched Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. I just don't know if I like it. I finished the first season. I have the other 3 seasons because, you know, that's how I roll. I'm going to watch them. And then I don't know if I will keep the DVDs and watch it again sometime in the future, or I will give it to my mom, who really enjoyed the show. So I just don't know. It's the basic Beauty and the Beast premise, but in a very different setting. So the beauty, Christine Croik, I think is her name. She's a police officer. And the Beast, this dude here, Jay Ryan, he was a doctor, then he was a military doctor and a soldier, and he was basically part of an experiment to create a super soldier, and now he turns into this werewolf-like superhuman thing whenever he loses his temper. And of course, the people who created him want to see him dead, and they're killing everyone except him, which is a bit stupid, but yeah. So, yeah, it's not the best show on the planet. It's not the worst show on the planet. So you could watch it if you wanted to, but I'm sure you can live without having seen this. So that's, yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. It's okay. So sewing. I have 2 things to show. I'm gonna show you the small thing first. So on Thursday, 2 days ago, it was my husband's birthday, and I had knit him a pair of socks earlier in the year, you know, and stashed it away. And then I just wanted to have a little more because, you know, it's a pair of socks. So I made a passport cover out of leather. It was the first time I ever used leather, and it was not easy, but it wasn't super hard. The problem is that the leather it will not stay where it should be, but it will, yeah. So it's a bit wonky, but it's usable. What I changed about the pattern, where did I put the pattern? It is from a Simply Sewing magazine, the German version. No idea where it is. So they had it without the elastic, and that just makes no sense to me. Why do you want to do a passport cover that's also intended to hold credit cards and cash without a closure? I mean, that's what it was supposed to be. So I did add the elastic, which was not as easy as I thought it would be because it was quite but yeah, so back to the thing here. My dad is here right now. So when my husband was not in the room, I brought up all the leather that I had laid it out in front of my dad and said, pick 2 colors, because I only have small pieces of leather and not one of them would have been big enough to fit all the pieces. So my dad chose 2 colors. He chose this. This is not black. It's a very dark chocolate brown. And he chose this golden ochre to go with it. So I cut the pieces, and the first thing that I had to do was just sew this on top, you know, attach these 2 pieces to each other. That went super smooth. And I did decide to do the top stitching with a pure silk thread and do it with this contrast yarn or contrast thread, because, you know, I couldn't have made it without contrast anyway, so I decided to go for this one. So this was the first seam, and that was great. And then I had to do the thing all the way around, and as you can see with this, can you see? This gap here is smaller than this up here because it just kept sliding away. But yeah, that's the thing that I made. So on here, you can put your passport in. This is for cash and credit cards, or a driving license and a credit card. So you have all the essential things with you. And then you can just pull the elastic around and close it up. So yeah, I made this for my husband. He's very happy with it. And that's the most important part. You know, I'm not really happy with it because my machine also kept skipping stitches. Can you see that? Well, yeah, it kept slipping. It kept, what's the word? Skipping. It kept skipping stitches, and here's, you know, that's my fault, that thing here. But yeah, it's usable. That's important. And as it's made from real leather, it will hold forever. So this will be good for my husband's work travels. I'm gonna give it back to him now that I'm done. Good. Now, the other thing I made a gigantic project bag for myself, and I used this pattern, which came with Simply Sewing magazine, the English version this time, and this is it. That's the pattern. It's called the Weekend Tote. And I did it exactly as the pattern says. So this is the front of the tote. I'm actually not quite sure why they chose the back view for the pattern envelope front and the front for the back, but yeah, that's just me. Are you ready? Here it is. It's gigantic. I mean, I'm gonna stand up so you can see. This is big, like big. I did everything according to pattern. I didn't change anything about it. The only thing I didn't do was the tassel thingy on the zipper because I just don't like it. The straps are made from fabric. I did make this. Oops. I made the front pocket, and you can see it's wonky. So I'm not super happy with that. Yeah, here's the back. I decided for the pocket, I did use this red fabric. So I decided to, after doing the slit thingy here for the zipper, to iron it in a way that you can see the red, so it almost looks like a bit of piping. And on the inside, I used a different fabric with cats because I'm a crazy cat lady. And there are 2 more of those zipper pockets, 1 in each side. Gigantic back. Like, really. This will be perfect for a sweater. And you know, I'm talking about a sweater, not the little thingy I'm going to knit out of 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn. You know, I'm talking about 8 skeins of Aran weight or something like that. Or a blanket, or, oh wow, my cat decided to sleep on this, so it looks awful. And yeah, so the zipper that I used, it's a very, very big zipper. It's actually intended for a jacket. It was a You could open it up completely. And I just cut that part away so it would fit in here, because with a smaller zipper it would have just looked stupid. And actually it was my husband that told me that, because I was ready to go with the zipper and he said, that tiny zipper up there, it's just going to look stupid. You should change that. So I did, and I used this zipper instead. I'm very happy that he told me, because he was very right. And I did go out and buy 6 of these fat zippers in this bright red, because I couldn't get them in black. And I am going to put up some of these in my shop, because I have enough of the fabric, and I just have to think about how I want to change it, because I'm not going to tell you any lies here. This took 4 or 5 hours because of all the cutting, and it took forever. And I'm not able to put up these gigantic bags that took me 5 hours to make for a decent price. So I'm going to have to find a way to make a gigantic bag that looks similar but is easier and faster to make before I can put them in my shop. But there will be bags like this in the shop. 6 of them, because I have 6 zippers that I can use. And I just adore the fabric. It's so cute. So yeah. Whew, that was a lot of work. I didn't anticipate that to take forever, but it did. But I think it's worth it. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this one. So that's it for sewing. There is no cross stitch. There is no weaving, because, you know, my days only have 24 hours, and most of them are spent with taking care of my kid or my house, or, you know, things you do. But I have stuff for everything else. The combospinsalkal has ended. The official thing has ended. I'm gonna leave the thread open. I'm gonna leave it sticky at the top so you can go crazy over there. But I am going to draw, or not going to, I have drawn for 3 winners for that. I'm gonna give away 3 prizes, and after that it's just all about the fun. And yeah, so I have stuff on my table. Okay, I did write down a few important things. So we have almost 3,000 posts in the combospinsalkal thread, which is crazy. There are 534 images, 105 voices, so there are a lot of people who are taking part in this, but also 1,405 readers. So these 1,300 people who haven't said a word, why? Get involved. Do it. It's fun. And yeah, just do it. Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, I drew for 3 winners, and I drew one for pictures. I did do pictures only, and I drew one for numbers 1 through 1,000, you know, posts 1 through 1,000, then 1,000 through 2,000, and the rest. So the first winner is post number 665, and that was Rainy. Your name is Lorraine. You are from Alaska, and you won a bat from one of my favorite German indie fiber people. All of these are by the same person. It's Ätherische Öle. It's the person I used 2 yarns for my sweater. She also does fiber. So this is the bat that Lorraine has won. Lorraine, contact me with your information and you will get this. And I will not ear burn you in the group, because this is about my podcast. And if you don't watch the podcast, it's your bad. So Lorraine, post number 665. This is yours. Then the next is this one here. Next up is post number 1753, and that is Marika16. You're Janet from Canada. You are very, very into this whole combo spin thing, because you did spin, I think, 3 or 4 combo spins, and you knit like 1 or 2 sweaters already. So you deserve this. This is another braid from Ätherische Öle. It's a superwash merino and nylon blend. So you could do some socks out of this if you wanted. And yeah, Janet, post number 1753. This is yours. And the last one, another Ätherische Öle, is for post number 2828. And that was by Possum. You're Tanya from Australia. And you get this braid of Ätherische Öle Chubut, which is a sheet. It spins a lot like Targi. And yeah, so the three of you, get in touch, get your addresses out to me. And I wanted to say, I did give away things this year before. And I feel like I didn't send things out already. So if you have won something from my podcast before and I didn't send anything to you, you just let me know. Because I feel like I should have sent stuff out and I know I didn't. So let me know. Get in touch and I will get it out to you then, I hope. So Lorraine, Janet, and Tanya, get in touch with me so I can send you your prizes for the combospinsalkal. And I'm going to do it like I always do. If I don't hear from you by September, let's say, I'm just going to put these back into my prize pool and they will go to someone else. Because that's how I'm doing it. And as I'm the boss here, I'm going to do it the way I want to. Good. So that's it for today. I really should stop talking because, yeah, I'm sorry. I really am. I'm going to film a bonus episode for my Tour de Fleece recap with all the skeins that I have finished as soon as they are dry, which I hope will be on Monday. And yeah, I'm going to let you go. I hope you had fun today. I did. And I will talk to you again soon. Enjoy everything you do. Bye.